Okay, we're going to be looking at ethics in public speaking. When we talk about ethics, we are talking about the correctness of something. Ethics in public speaking is concerned with the rightness and soundness of your words, your message, and general disposition when speaking. What are those rules that guide speaking in public? What are those rules that guide your message? In a previous series, I spoke on the rules that guide public speaking, and we saw that for every message that must be delivered, that message must contain every element of truth. That message must be credible. That message must be logical. That message must be reasonable. That message must not have any element of error. And that is why ethics in public speaking is very, very important. Your message should contain elements of truth, elements of justice, elements of equality. As a speaker, you shouldn't express those personal emotions that are biased. You should not be judgmental. You should not, let's say you're speaking on gender equality. Because you don't believe in gender equality, you shouldn't just pass it there outrightly when you know that it is not the right thing to do. So do not pass information because you feel it is what you think it should be, but because you feel it is the right thing to say. So when speaking in public, express sound judgments, express right actions, express right emotions, because the soundness of your message matters, the rightness of your actions matters, and the rightness of your emotions matters. When you are saying something and you don't believe in the message yourself, people would know from your emotion, people would know from your action. So if you don't believe the message you are preaching, if you don't believe in that particular topic you are teaching, people will not be convinced enough because they can see that you yourself you are not convinced from your emotions, from the attitude you are expressing. So if you want people to be convinced of what you're teaching them, you should express it in your action. You should express it in the emotions you are expressing. Every message you are passing must have elements of truth, equality, and justice. You shouldn't support, let's say you are delivering a message on gender equality, we are still using it as an example. You shouldn't say because you are a man and because traditionally you've been brainwashed that, oh, um, at the workplace, a woman should not be given same opportunity as a man. You shouldn't go there and say it. No, you should pass the message because it is the right thing for you to say that okay, both men and women should be given equal opportunities to thrive in the society. So, regardless of your personal feeling, regardless of what you feel, always pass the right message. Always say the truth as a public speaker. What are the rules of ethics in public speaking? The first rule is the credibility of your message. The message must be true and ethically sound. Don't teach error. Whatever you teach people will affect generations until it's corrected by someone else. So learn to research your facts and think critically before making any presentation. When speaking in public, avoid name calling. Avoid using abusive language. Name calling is when you have to call out a brand that, hey, that's what you're doing. Stop doing it. No. When speaking in public, avoid it. Avoid using abusive language too. When speaking in public, ensure that the information you are using is well researched. And when you quote somebody, learn to state them as your source. Don't plagiarize. You can paraphrase, you can state your source or quote someone, but don't plagiarize. Plagiarizing is when you make someone's statement as if it's yours. Let's say you want to quote John C. Maxwell. You want to say everything starts and ends in leadership. If you quote that, if you make that statement, ensure that you quote that. Yeah, John C. Maxwell once said, everything starts and ends with leadership. Now, that speech is true, and that speech is genuine because you stated its source. But in a case where you have to say everything rises and falls in leadership without stating who said it, it actually means that you have engaged in intellectual theft. You have engaged in plagiarism. So, as a public speaker, you wouldn't want to engage in such. So, learn to give credit where it's necessary when speaking. Rule number 4: when somebody is disturbing your class, don't call the person out. You can speak generally of decorum or ask the protocol office to check the noise, but do not call the person out. Rule number 5: honesty. Be honest with the ideas you are sharing. Don't give distorted messages or biased information. Rule number 6: don't share your hatred or prejudice openly. It may stir the wrong emotion. Don't speak more than the time you've been allocated unless your host gives you more time. Let's say you've been given 30 minutes to speak. Ensure you stick to that 30 minutes, regardless of the fact that you have more information to pass to the people. Do all you can to utilize the 30 minutes. Rule number 8: thank your audience for listening to you and let them know that you value their time. Thank you so much for coming this far.